Alright, I'm going live. Just give me a minute to do everything here. And now let me just let me go to Roblox. Alright, I'm just gonna start this here and hopefully have some people join as well. Hello to everyone who has joined. I hope you have a beautiful day today. Is there anything good to debate? That's a decent topic. Why the lulls in the fucking colon 3? What? I'm gonna create a new server here. Alright, yeah, this should be good. And I'm gonna actually change the format here. I'm not gonna make it so that it shows the usernames. Instead what I'm gonna do is just do this. And chat will appear over to where the black part of the whole deal is. Hello, Shadow. How are you doing? I hope you're having a really good day today. Alrighty. I'm just gonna change this. Doing good, man. Thank you. No problem. I'm doing pretty good, actually. I finished editing that video where I did my first debate, and I'm just seeing how people are going about it so far. Give me a minute. I know there's someone waiting. Hold on. Welcome, Aidenzo. I am
Hello.
so Hi, I am so sorry for butchering your name. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. And you?
I'm doing pretty good. Um, I'm just finishing up, uh, creating the room and stuff like that. I'm just adding extra details. As long as it's, um, okay. Um, so I don't know. What do you want to debate about?
I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, I specialize specifically in politics, but I mean, I can go beyond politics if that's up to you.
Um,
Oh, okay. I guess. Welcome up, MXO.
Hey,
Hi. How are you doing?
good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good actually. So hold on, I'm just gonna clean my glasses real quick. But what do you want to debate about?
I don't know. It's honestly up to you. If I don't know about it though, I'll just tell you because I don't want to debate anything I'm like
All right.
ignorant
Well, I
on.
mean, I'm really up to debate about anything really. I specialize specifically in politics. I consider myself center left, so I'm more
Oh,
progressive with my
okay.
ideas. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I feel like that's gonna make a bad debate because I feel like I'm kind of like similar views.
Okay. I mean, we can still find something to debate about. Just anything really, in my opinion, would be something. I like debating with
I
people.
was I do too. I was trying to debate abortion, but they wouldn't let me into the thing, so I was stuck in the waiting room.
Oh yeah, AB. I'm
There's a
assuming.
lot of
Yeah, I'm assuming you're in support for it,
th-
right?
Oh, absolutely.
All
Yeah,
right.
I feel
Yeah.
like there's a lot of really conservative people on here, not gonna lie. Like the more I join these, I'm like, damn.
Yeah. I've uh the last debate I had on here, which I already posted a video about. Um they were talking about like whether T women were actually women or not. Um
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Uh welcome up, Rusty. Um is there anything you want to debate about?
No, I was looking just trying to listen.
Oh, okay. I'm just still trying to find people to debate with. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, I might chip in when people start talking, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't have like a topic off the top of my head.
I mean, I guess we could talk about what is there's this one specific stance that I have that I feel like everyone disagrees with me with, so I'll ask this question.
Okay.
Um, hold on, I got a chat message. Twin, is there any way I can see that I can see the game? Um, no, I just wanted to be like my camera for the stream. Uh, anyways,
what are you
also,
live on?
hmm?
What are you live on?
I don't know if I could say it on Roblox like that. When I type it out, it filters it out.
Oh, I
Does
got
it
you.
start with a T or a D?
It starts with Y.
Oh,
Why?
huh. I have no idea then.
Is it not just like? I mean,
I wanna hear your question now.
But yeah, my question is, what are your stances on the mass deportation of undocumented migrants?
it's
Well,
valid.
I'm Canadian, so I'll let you take this one.
Okay.
I think it's honestly valid.
All right. Why do you
Very
think it's valid?
Because I don't think that America has to be the country to accept all the immigrants. If you look at Poland, it's like the only one that's still standing from crime and everything in Europe. And I think that's a prime example of how immigration can destroy countries. It's just Europe.
I totally agree with you because, honey, what is happening in Sweden and France? That's fucking crazy. You know what?
I don't think that there shouldn't be immigrants, but undocumented immigration, obviously there's some cases where they're escaping something, but it doesn't have to be America to take everyone.
All right. So you're opposed to you're opposed to finding a pathway to citizenship for undocumented migrants if they haven't committed a violent crime or violent background. Am I correct in saying that?
I mean, in general, if you include economics and stuff too, it's just like there has been cases where taxpayers will pay for something, even though they're undocumented. There's cases where taxpayers are like other things will happen where people have to end up paying for these immigrants. Because they're
No,
using resources
actually,
in the US.
hold on. I'm pretty sure undocumented migrants, do contribute to the economy as well. I might have to look that one up though. Hold on.
Yeah, like 10%.
No, they do. It just depends on the case of the person. Because there's plenty that don't, and there's plenty that do. The thing is,
like
it shouldn't be like
10% of them, and the rest are destroying the communities.
yeah.
Now, okay, so I'm Canadian, so I mean, we have a huge problem with immigration here, but it's a little bit different because it's not undocumented immigrants. It's more to do with like our government letting in way too many
I think-
people and having
yeah.
no standards for who they're letting in. So the
I think
problem
Canada was
here,
almost destroyed by immigration itself.
it is, our country's gone downhill quite a bit because of it. And like it is mostly South Asian immigrants, so we're seeing a lot of Pakistani, Indian, Bengali immigrants, which for a lot of reasons it's good. It's contributing to our economy. It's been helpful for jobs, but it's been really bad, specifically for women.
13% of the population. Half
I
the
got-
crimes.
I
It's
got to be honest
documented.
with you.
Oh, wow.
The thing what is pissing me most with the immigration that they're don't respecting our culture. And you know
Exactly.
what?
I agree with that. That's so valid. That is 100%.
That is
This is the
honestly
most
the most
common
valid thing
because
I've heard from a
I am
black
so
woman in my entire
happy.
life.
I'm hearing like mashallah, yalla, everything like that.
You know what the most common name in Europe is right now?
Muhammad.
Child. It's Mohammed. It's Mohammed.
All right, hold on.
Surprise.
I will actually search it up real quick. I do want to see if that's true. What
Because-
is
You know,
It
this
is.
is like, okay, you want to live in my country, but then you're gonna follow my rules. We're not gonna follow your rules. And that's,
even if
you
that
know,
is the
you-
case though, how is that bad? If the most common name in
Yes.
Europe, how is it bad?
Yes, because it means they're
I'll
all
tell you it's
bombing
bad because
and they're
there's
Muslim.
countries that exist with these cultures already, like just Muslim culture, which is fine. They have a right to exist. But you're going into these countries that are completely different cultures, and I think assimilation is actually not a bad thing. Yes, you
They're
got your own
I
particular
agree.
culture,
in here.
I
but you
agree.
should assimilate to the country you go to. There's a reason there's not just one country.
Wait, so you
You
so
can
you
choose
believe
the
in
country you
cultural
go.
separation?
What do you mean currently live?
I don't believe in. I think America is good that it's a mixing pot, but I think the fact that it's not very backboned on anything.
I
to the
don't think
point
we
is
should
bad.
race mix though. I feel like the whites should be protected.
Hold on,
Whoa.
where are
The
you
white,
Okay,
the
Rapture,
white,
where
okay.
are you
the whites are dwindling in number, and I feel like we need to protect us.
yeah, no, that's just not true at
Stop
all.
race mixing. No, it
Where are
is.
you live?
We need
How
to
is it
stop
true?
race mixing. Every single year, the white population dwindles and dwindles, and it's just rapidly going that way because race mixing is a terrible thing that happens in the world.
So this is really revealing because this is literally just racism. Like that literally is
This
just
isn't
racism.
racism whatsoever.
You know
It
what?
literally
I'm
is.
gonna tell you what is racism. When you're gonna say something about them, they're calling you for a racist. But when they're doing anything against you, you're getting a shit.
Yes, Queen, pop off. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I think
That
it's not
one
crazy
woman-
to say.
that
Honestly,
woman in
I
the
don't think
subway-
it's. I wouldn't
The
say
white
it's
woman in the
necessarily-
subway didn't deserve to die, but then we had people
Oh, yeah.
cheering about her dying. We had people cheering about the political figure that died not too recently. But when a black man dies and we're like, oh, he was a drug dealer, oh, he was a woman abuser.
I have a
Why
question.
do we get in trouble for that? Why do we get in trouble for that?
I
Tell
have
me.
a question for Lucian.
Sounds good.
Hypothetically speaking,
Oh, it's you, my brother.
I have a
Okay.
question for Lucian. If a black man was killed by a
You
cop,
don't. You
but
don't.
he had fentanyl in the system, should he
don't know.
deserve some?
He doesn't deserve sympathy. No. He deserves. You know, it's never okay when someone dies, right? Like someone dies, that sucks, man. But to like
Paints him as a-
go out there
as you
and
said.
Is there a
cause
way I can
riots
join in
because
the
he
game
died.
since
He
I'd like to
died
hear people talking and possibly
doing
talk?
drugs and alcohol. To riot because of someone like that just is really showing that the black community that their
Well, black
values is in
under false pretenses, you know.
He's live on YouTube.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is not about the black people. This is about the
It's culture.
Muslims.
Yeah,
It-
it's not about culture.
Okay, again.
If you look at the
Okay, again. What do you have against them?
population,
What do I have against them? Okay, let me get a chair because I have a lot of things.
Wait, against who?
African
Americans make up 13%
You know what?
of the
I think-
population,
I
and they
think
commit
it's
50% of the crimes.
Okay, Ramcho, I have a question for you.
Of the murders, they
I
commit.
have a question for you,
50%
Ramcho.
crimes.
Yeah, sure.
That's
Go ahead.
54 murders, 52%
What
of
are
the
you-
robberies as well.
What are your thoughts on fascism?
I believe it's a bad thing.
I like Latinos.
How so? How is it a bad thing?
Fascism is bad.
It literally
so.
is an authoritarian type of
Yo, I have a
government. Like,
debate
of
topic,
course,
bro.
Okay, but you're making assumptions that authoritarian means bad.
Bro,
No, it's
What?
just, it's just like.
Anyway, I got a new debate topic. I got a really good one.
all right, go ahead.
What's up, Hubert?
All right. So in the NFL, right?
Mhm.
When a team is in the nickel defense, what formation do you think is better to counter it? Do you think it's better in the gun formation with the extra receiver and the tight end, or do you run a spread formation with 4 wide receivers out?
I think we should give $200 million to Israel.
I wasn't asking you, buddy.
I really. I'm not, I
What do
won't.
you
I
think?
won't
What do you
lie.
think
I
you
don't
think,
really
man?
know much about it, so I wouldn't be able to give a good answer.
Ah, man, I was trying to debate.
I know.
Nobody knows
I
football.
am so sorry that I don't.
What's your YouTube?
Said you'll debate
your
anything.
YouTube.
The same name. The same as my username.
Gotcha.
Well, guys, but do you support Israel? Let's be honest.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm not a big fan of their government, but I do like the country. I do like the country of Israel. I think they have a really unique culture. I think they have really
I
good
think they
people
have
there.
the right to do what they're doing over there, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
the
honey.
killing of women and children is the right thing.
Wait,
I'm gonna be
Hubert,
honest
Well, I
with you.
mean, Gaza did it to them first. I mean, what goes around comes
We'll
around. bro.
fight fire with fire, basically. You're
Hubert-
saying that.
I
it
mean, that's what's been
justifies
going on. They're
anything.
unwilling to compromise, so it has to be war.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
So can we
So
back?
it just
Can we get
says
back to fascism?
Oh,
Because this
yeah,
is
it's
an
bad.
interesting
Well,
topic. It's an
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure
Okay.
why we're debating about that, but sure, go ahead.
Well, we have a pro stance and we have an anti stance. I'm representing the pro
I have
stance.
a-
So
Okay, why are you pro why are you pro painter ideology?
no, I'm not. No, he wasn't. He wasn't fascist. He was a national.
He literally
He aligns
was.
with fascist ideals.
He
aligns with
literally
fascist
was.
ideals
The
and
Well,
ideology.
the difference. Well, you know, many politologists. Some might agree, some might disagree, but you know, there's a big difference between National Socialism and Italian fascism, and the biggest difference is that in fascism, the biggest value that the leader, the ideology, puts on top of the hierarchy is the nation, is the state, and in National Socialism, that's the race. And you know, Mussolini, for example, he was against racism. He had to adapt racial policies because of Germany, but he didn't want that, and he regretted it. So there's a
But you
big
know
difference
how
between the two.
corrupt that system
Well,
was.
If you were fascist, then you wouldn't be on a debate thing right now. If you're in a fascist country,
exactly.
because
Yeah,
they wouldn't
I
let
know.
you have open speech.
Literally,
I know,
they are
but
opposed to free
I wouldn't-
speech. They're opposed to free government. They're literally opposed to everything that makes a country free.
The government takes priority over their citizens.
Okay,
That's what you're aligning
okay, I know,
with.
I understand, but you haven't explained how freedom equals.
Freedom equals.
Well, I think it's a basic understanding that
Hold on,
everybody
my
with
mic.
freedom is
You're
infringed
making
upon,
assumptions that
right?
freedom equals
Oh, or
unequivocal
cut me
good,
off too. That's
and
fine.
Hold on, let me
okay,
speak.
sorry.
No, no,
Go
you
ahead.
already did it. Go ahead.
Okay,
It's
you're
so
making
important. Go
an
ahead.
assumption that freedom is unequivocal good and that authoritarianism is an unequivocal bad. I
Oh.
don't agree with that, honestly.
Well,
Why
the
do you not
reason why I
agree
say
with that?
it's bad. Yeah, I was about to say that freedom allows, for example, allowing their citizens to speak regarding on how the government operates or works. Fascism goes entirely the opposite direction. They don't allow voices to be heard regarding on, let's say, there's a corrupt official, right? But with fascism, he's allowed to get slipped by through the system completely fine. Versus on those citizens may have issues with it or certain policies that are damning them, right? It does not. It's not a system that allows growth. It's a stagnant thing, and that's the reason why most systems that do align with fascism ideologies
What do you mean by
don't
growth?
work.
Economical growth, or what?
Just growth of the country as a whole, because the citizens are unhappy about the way they live. That they're not
Okay, how
proud to
do?
be where they're at.
That's not true. I mean, both Franco
Not
and
true.
What?
Mussolini had high
It
approval.
is true. Like, what are you talking about?
What? There's
No,
multiple
they had
instances and
high
evidence
approval.
that
Every single.
Yeah,
So
because
you
they're
have
forced
one.
to be
So
approved.
wait,
they have,
wait,
yeah,
They're
wait.
they're
forced to do
forcing their
that.
citizens to be approved of
So
their
Yeah,
you wouldn't
leaders.
want to be a
citizens don't
free
have a right to say
person to
anything.
do free will. You would want to have a free will, free to do what you please, free on speech of the government. You wouldn't want that.
If you go to
Because-
either political compass direction of left or right and you go fully authoritarian, you're in the deepest corner. You're going to have a fascist government, and it's just going to be controlling of what you say.
And
Yeah,
also
it's
on top
very
of that,
controlling.
those-
I wouldn't. I
Free.
wouldn't. I wouldn't want
Testify.
no. I wouldn't want no
those-
government or economy to be controlling like that. I would want to be free.
I mean, on top of that, nuance. I think the nuances is that he's not discussing about freedom, but how the country operates and if it's going to be successful. I'm going to argue otherwise because the citizens don't have a say on regarding on certain policies. The reason why they
I'm
have a
like-
high approval rating is because they have no other choice. They will be, oofed if they
I'm
do.
like. I'm like. What? I'm like.
Well, I
what country
think
has that?
I think that citizens shouldn't have a say in policy because
Again, why?
People,
I mean, the citizens.
Well,
Hold on. This is
majority-
okay. I
majority
want
of
this
the-
to be a one-on-one. With
Okay, gotcha.
honestly, I'm not even sure if I can say the username because it has that word in it. I don't want to get banned from
One-on-one
Roblox.
conversation with the
sorry.
gentleman. It's fine. Yeah. We get
Anyway,
it, we
so
get it.
okay, so the majority,
Mhm.
the majority of the voters are uneducated when it comes to policy. They vote either on what's cooler, or who looks better, or their emotions.
Yeah,
And I
this
don't
is
think
why we
that's a
have a
good
social
thing.
democracy where education is a very important core value.
Exactly.
And don't you think like the
That
people who are
doesn't
doing
doesn't
the
change what I
government?
said.
It does
Plato-
actually.
Wait, another thing.
Plato,
Don't you
do you
think,
know
like,
the?
the
Do you know
people, wait,
the?
hold up. Don't you think that the people who are running that type of expansion, don't you think they're maybe uneducated because what they're doing? They did that, like they generally think that power is gonna rule all people, and then that people have no type of freedom of what they're doing, like no type of freedom of saying, "Oh, you're wrong," like you don't believe in that.
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
I think
So
Sadie's
when
trying
you're
to.
talking, so okay, I'm trying to explain this in the best way. So when you're talking
Do you know?
about like
Do you know the ship of state?
ship of state, what is that?
It's a metaphor made by Plato in the Republic, the book Republic.
The Republic. That book.
And
I see. I know that book.
yeah, and what it says is that democracy is like a ship where the navigator tells the person, the captain, that we have to go northeast, and in a fascist state the captain will go northeast, or in that case aristocrat, whatever, I can't speak English well. Yeah. Or whatever Plato believed in. And he said that in the democracy, the captain of the ship would say, okay, I know that you're saying that, but we have to make a vote between all the people who are on the ship who have no knowledge of navigation. We have to make a vote to decide if we actually want to go northeast. And hold on.
I think I know. I think I know where direction you're going to.
Yeah, like I see where he's going though.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so
There we go.
it's a very good analogy since
Mhm.
you know I have no idea why we should be asking all of the crew members of the ship about
I
the
mean,
Right,
navigation
when
stuff
right.
if they don't know
if
anything
you're
about it.
taking someone somewhere, like say if we're putting it in a crew type of state, like if you're taking me somewhere, I would want to have a say so in where I'm going to. Like I would want to know too, and if it's a bad decision or not.
And also at the same time, too, I like to elaborate something. Each governmental system and ideology has its flaws. It never was once stated that democracy is a perfect thing. Democracy has its flaws. For example, look at America right now.
Oh
We're doing
yeah.
certain policies that crash the economy. For example, unemployment raised by 30-40%, and I think
Mhm.
it's 880,000 in particular. And I think we have
Yeah,
Marvel
and
that layoffs in Georgia, 20,000. But right,
Oh yeah.
fascism at the
Yeah.
same time
America's
though
not.
doesn't.
It's not as perfect.
yeah,
Yeah,
speaking of
each.
unemployment, if you look at every single fascist state that has ever existed, it has basically
Because you're basically
um,
required to work or you just
Yeah,
perish.
you're basically
That'd be rough.
forced.
Yeah.
You're
Like
you're
if you
basically
Yeah,
don't
forced
work
to
and
work.
make
It's
those type
forced
of money,
labor,
then
which is not
yes,
really
you're
good.
that
And
gonna
also,
literally
there's
like
most
Yeah.
fascist,
how
amount
is
to
it forced
nothing.
fascist
labor?
countries, there's just no reality of being rich and successful because typically the ones you see are communist, and it's just
Yeah.
you're getting paid the same for everything.
yeah, it's not a system that it will promote. Okay, so fascism, right? Fascism aligns with the idea that the government has a say on everything, done everything, right? We can agree on that. The little dumbified version of it, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, since you're saying that the government has a say on everything, right, and the citizens have no say at all, right, meaning that the citizens, let's say there is a particular policy that is damaging the, I don't know, let's say a certain social group or certain, measures of economy, right, they would have to follow that policy regardless if it's damaging them or boosting them. But at the same time, you mentioned about the citizen rate being positive for these politicians. They don't have a say regarding to that. So of course, their politician rating is going to be a lot higher. Let's say another president over in America or the UK or Canada. There's nothing being done.
Well, from what I've seen, from what I've researched, I've come to the conclusion that the people that
Mhm.
lived in these times they were happy about
Would
the
you say
regime that
would
was
you
in
say
No,
it's a
place.
not
proper
really.
statistic? Would you say it's a proper statistic based off of no biases, or there is something coercing them to answer that question as a yes? And let's be honest,
Well, it was.
you
I think it was after the regime fell apart. Some of
so there's
the
coercion. So there's a sense of coercion.
what?
There is coercion regarding that rating. That's what
I
you
don't
just.
know.
So you don't
There's
know there's
nothing.
coercion
There's
in that
nothing.
rating.
Okay, there's nothing telling me otherwise. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, hold on. I want to
But you understand
try.
the policies they
I
have.
want to try a new tactic. I feel like everyone's like interrupting each other. So
Okay, right. Mhm.
what I want to try to do is change the room to. I'm gonna make it like a 1v50, but make it like 4 seats.
Okay.
So I'll invite the people that I was debating with when I change it. So a minute here. Okay. And I want to just debate with this person first. So are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
so
Okay.
are you pro yes, I am live. Anyways, I will also have a timer on as well. Give me a minute. Enable. I'll enable it for like 5 minutes just to see if
Okay.
that's enough time. And I'll start the clock now. So you are in favor of that ideology, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, why are
The
you
original, not
the original? What do you mean by the
yeah,
original?
Italian fascism,
Okay, so let's
and maybe
so
Francoist
let's use Italian word I probably can't say or else I'll get banned. Um
and Francoist.
you also support the Spanish dictator as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, why?
Well, because they basically fixed their countries, right? The
No.
way they were leading the country was prosperous, and They fixed the economy, they fixed the social issues. I would say they made the they made the culture of the country traditional. They fixed the birth rates, and the country was running perfectly because the people who knew how to run a country had the power to do so without any questions from the populace, from the crowd, from the mob, basically.
All right, so I am so sorry. Just knowing the history behind that, you are like wrong on almost every level. But let's just dissect the argument and explain to you why you're wrong on every level. Um, Italy and Spain was not prosperous. They like literally weren't. Do you know how much uh freedom was lost during those time periods?
Why do you treat freedom like a positive currency?
I feel like that's an inherently like good thing. Do you not believe so?
No, I think freedom leads to hubris.
Okay, so you believe that freedom. Wait, what did you say again?
I said that freedom leads to hubris.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna write it in chat. Hubris.
Okay, hold on. I'll search up the word. Um, because I that is the first time I've heard that word.
It's like downfall, chaos, or whatever.
Okay, so basically you believe that it leads to like self-arrogance and stuff like that, right?
Uh, Somewhat, yeah, maybe from partially, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
That's not what entirely what I mean, but
So if you truly
close enough.
were against freedom, you wouldn't be here right now. You wouldn't be here debating with me. You wouldn't be here talking to me at all. Um
How so? So what would I be doing?
well, you don't believe in the freedom of speech first of all. That's an inherent part that you are
Yeah, yeah.
disregarding.
In an ideal, yes, as an ideal, yes, in a fascist country.
So you don't believe in freedom of speech.
Well, I know that it exists, but I don't think it should in a perfect country.
Okay, what so what if I were to say that you don't have the right to speak to me right now? That would
You have you have no power to enforce. I mean, you can ban me, but
Oh, so I don't
you
have the
know, I
power to
wouldn't be
enforce
able.
that, but you do?
No, I don't.
But
I'm
but
saying that
but
in
other
an
people have
ideal,
the power to enforce that, but not me or you.
I have no idea what exactly you're trying to say
I'm
right
trying
now.
to say that being anti-freedom means being inherently anti-everything.
Anti what? What do you mean anti everything?
Like you're against free speech, you're against freedom of movement, you're against being able to think freely, you're against being able to live, you're against being able to do. Freedom is a core value of life.
That's a straw man
That's a
or
strong.
slippery slope or whatever it's called. I think you're doing
How?
the slippery slope right now. Well, the only thing I said is that in an ideal country there wouldn't be freedom of speech because the speech would be controlled by the state.
So
And now you said I'm
I don't know. Do you want to
anti-life or
move to
whatever.
North Korea? Do you want to move to what?
Well, no, North Korea is communist
Well, yeah, but they do the same things that you're preaching for too. You know that.
in a bad way, yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, for example,
just
that's like saying, "Oh, you're pro self-defense. Then why don't you want somebody to kill you?" That's the type of thing you're trying to say right now.
all
You
right.
know, a
The
gun can be
timer's
used for
ended.
good or bad things.
The timer's ended. I thank you for coming on, even though I highly like completely disagree with your views. I do thank you for coming on, and it means a lot
Thank you.
that you were even willing to talk to me. So, thank you for coming on. Uh, I'll debate with someone else for the meantime. If you can come back up after like one or two debates if you want to.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll bring you back to the audience, and I'm gonna bring over burgers are better. I feel like I already know what the topic's gonna be about.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Um.
you've been waiting for 4 minutes. That's why I picked you up.
Oh, really? That long? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Are you pro-life or pro-choice? Are you?
Pro-choice.
Okay, I'm pro-life. We can debate that.
Okay. All right. I'll start the timer.
Okay.
Why are you pro-life?
I'm pro-life because I think murder is wrong.
Okay. All on the living.
All on the living. I mean, any kind of it. I think it's all wrong.
Okay, so
I think it can be justified, but I don't think it's right.
so it can be justified, but you don't think it's right.
No, morally, I don't think it's okay.
So, like, for example, if a guy was like to rob your house at night and like threaten your life, you wouldn't think that self-defense would be morally right.
I think self-defense can be morally right, but do I think that ending their life over that is morally right? No. I think I could definitely defend myself in that situation while having to end their life.
Okay. What if they were like actively harming you?
If they were actively harming me, I would fight back as best I could. I mean, but the thing is, right, like, I could justify myself for wanting to unalive another person. Like, I could be in the right for that. But morally, it's wrong, and I just can never bring myself to do that to someone and in their life.
So, okay, so we let's just assume that you can justify it, right? We've agreed that you can technically justify it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, what makes AB unjustified?
I believe it makes it unjustified because I mean, people get abortions for different reasons, right? But the main reason is just because they don't want to carry the child, not because of the R, not because of anything else, right? So I think that if you make your own bed, you gotta lie in it. It's not justifiable to take a life just because you cannot deal with it per se. Like that's murdered me. I don't understand how you can lie in a bed and not lay there. You know what I'm saying? And that's just murder's just wrong in general.
Okay. Do you believe AB can be justified in like some cases?
No.
Not even in SA or Alabama?
No. Well,
Okay.
Alabama's a double standard. So with that, that's actually illegal. So you have to get an AB for that. That's not like that's a double standard right there. That's not really AB at that point. That's mandatory. You have to do that because not only are you putting your life at risk, you're putting that child's life at risk. So that's a double standard.
Okay, okay. That's a whole new topic. So I'll focus on SA. What about in cases of SA?
Huh? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
What about in cases of SA?
SA, two wrongs don't make a right.
Okay, so you're saying that if a woman like she's violated, right? You're telling me that she should carry the result of that unwanted thing for 9 months.
I believe so because listen to this, right? Two wrongs don't make a right. Obviously, condolences to the woman that ever gets that. She deserves therapy. She deserves all kind of stuff. But even if you do get an abortion, that's also very. Either way, the ending is going to be traumatic, whether you get an abortion or whether you go through with it. And I believe murder is wrong. So I believe you should give that child a chance at life, either, letting a family member have legal custody, foster care. I don't believe like you should just get rid of the child because of something bad happening to you. Obviously, like that's completely terrible and awful, but that's not a justification for murder.
Okay, so so I want to ask you and we have like 48 seconds left, so I'll just ask this quickly. Do you like do you understand that the like the implications of that can be taken as like really like screwed up?
What do you mean the implications of that? Like what I'm implying?
Yeah, what you're implying. You're basically implying that a woman is forced to carry something that she wasn't even consenting to in the first place.
I just told you 2 wrongs don't make a right. And obviously it's traumatic on the woman. There should be legal charges and legal causes of that. But at the same time, you should not take a life just because something bad happened to you. That's not implying anything. That's just straight up telling you I don't believe in murder. That's
All right.
not implying anything.
All right. Well, I thank you for coming up, and you can come back up later. But I'll uh debate you for now. Thank you for having the discussion with me. I hope you have a good day. All right. You're up. You're up next.
Hello.
Hello. I feel like we've met before.
Oh no, we have.
Okay.
So I wanted to talk to you about your position on trans people. I wanted to see what, your take is.
Okay, T people. All right, we can. So I believe that T people's identity are valid.
Okay.
Do you believe the opposite?
So, can you like justify, like give me more, like specify what you mean by that?
I feel like they have the right to identify as a certain gender.
Okay, so when you say gender, do you mean male and female?
Yeah.
Or okay, so you agree that gender means male or female?
Yeah, I do. I do believe that. Yes.
Okay. So, would you agree that what you're talking about is an identity and not an actual gender? It's an identity. They're two different things.
No, gender is a form of identity.
Well, no, because gender is the same thing as a sex, or
No,
like
it's
you
not.
said, it's boy or girl. Well, no, because identity, you could say that you're something, but that doesn't mean you are something. If someone is born a girl and they want to be a guy, and they say that they're a guy, that doesn't mean that they're a guy. Biologically, they're not a guy.
Okay, so
They
let
don't have
me
the same-
so let me use this argument using a different approach. I was born in America. I've lived in America my whole life, and I consider myself American. However, I'm technically, by genetics, I'm not an American. I come from Finland on my dad's side, and Lithuania and Poland on my mother's side. Does that make me Finnish?
That makes the thing is that's completely different from gender.
Not
Race and
really,
gender are
because gender is a social
race and
construct identity. Same
Well,
thing with nationality.
The thing is, no, nationality is different because nationality, you can have two different race of parents, but you can be born in America and be a citizen of America, but also have, genetics of whatever. That's completely different. Gender, there's only two genders, male, female. That's it.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But I
And
don't feel like it's right to
you're
invalidate
given
one's gender
you're right.
identity.
And that's what I mean. It's different from gender. It's identity. If they want to be called male or female when they're whatever, that's fine. I'll respect that. But as far as going into like the bathroom as a male, going into a female bathroom because they identify as a female, I don't agree with that. Same with sports. Same with
Okay.
anything like that.
It inherently why? Like what the
Inherently, why? Because just because they identify as a female doesn't make it right that they're still a male entering a female bathroom. That doesn't change anything. People can easily abuse that. Number one. Number two, it's just weird. I don't care if you think you're.
It's
a
just
female.
weird.
I'll
Okay.
respect
So that's your argument.
it.
It's just weird.
I mean, if you want me to clarify, it's just it's just because you identify as a female doesn't mean you are a female. Like I said, you are still biologically a male.
So let me tell you this. When it comes to T people, it isn't just identity either. It also revolves around changing their entire lifestyle and changing their entire behavior based on how they want. Oh my god, that is such a direct username. Welcome, Charlie K. I thought you were dead, Charlie. Anyways, I'm sorry. I got distracted.
Your point doesn't mean really anything because it doesn't change what they are.
Okay.
They're either male or female. That doesn't change anything.
Okay, again,
It's
it
like-
isn't what I was trying to say is it isn't just identity, it's also lifestyle. It's
Put it
also
this way,
appearance.
right?
It's also like
I'm gonna put it as bland as possible. All right. You take a cup. You put something in that cup. It's still a cup, but it has something in it, right? Or if you have that cup and you cut a piece of that cup off, it's still a cup. Same thing with gender. Just because like you're a male and you cut cut it off, you think you're female, you're not. You're still a male. You just cut your thing off.
well, yeah, there's still more to it, obviously, like lifestyle changes,
I mean,
voice
and
changing, stuff like that.
that goes along with your identity, but at the end of the day, you're still what you are when you're born. The rules shouldn't bend for you.
All right. I'm very glad we could have this conversation. You can come back up again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you have a good day today. All right. I will bring I'll wait for I'll still wait for you. I'm gonna bring non-rumor up if that's fine. Non-rumor, do you want to come up? Oh my God! No. Okay. Yeah, I'll just bring. I'll bring him back up.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back.
Yeah. Where were we?
So we were on the I was basically saying that being anti-freedom basically
Oh yeah,
means that
I remember.
yeah.
I remember. Yeah. So what happened? Tell me if I'm wrong. What happened is that I said that freedom of speech is not necessarily an ideal that we should follow, and that in an ideal state, in a perfect state, freedom of speech would be limited or just non-existent, because the state would be controlling the speech in an ideal state, right? Utopian state. And what you said is that I think you went down like a slippery slope and told me that you are against this, you are against life, you are against whatever. And then I said, well, no, I only said what I said, and then the timer went out.
Yeah. So again, being against freedom of speech inherently means that you're against your own you are against your own values, because I could say right now, right, that you saying that freedom of speech should not be followed, but you could be contradicting yourself because you're literally exercising your freedom of speech.
Yeah, I have freedom of speech. That doesn't mean I think that everybody should have it.
So who shouldn't have it?
Well, in an ideal state, the people who disagree with the state shouldn't have it.
Okay, so if they did,
there's no hold on. There is no state to speak of. There is no state that I can oppose. So I don't think this applies here.
Well, no, historically there have been dictatorships that worked like that, even ones that you inherently disagree with, like North Korea.
No, I'm saying that currently there is no state that I could be that could in my beliefs should take away my freedom of speech right now, because so therefore
but isn't that doesn't that
I
contradict your statement though?
I know.
How does it not? You literally advocated for the removal of freedom of speech while also advocating for your freedom of speech to not be removed. So how is that not
Well,
contradictory?
I don't advocate for my freedom of speech to be
Oh,
removed.
so everyone
Uh,
else's freedom of speech is just out of the window.
okay, no, you misunderstand me. What I'm saying is that in an ideal utopian state, the state would take away the freedom of speech, but we don't live in such state. Therefore, there's no freedom of speech to remove.
What? I'm sorry. Okay. What? Like,
What?
actually what? Like,
I have no idea how else to explain this. I'm sorry, man.
the
Okay, let me ask you this.
yeah.
How do you think I should act if I were to, according to you, live with principles that I believe in your opinion?
Yeah, so in my personal opinion, if you were truly adamant on your values of the removal of free speech, the removal of of freedoms of anything really, um, you would be following what the government would be saying. What if the government told you um, that you can't talk bad about them, even though they're currently doing something that is against your views?
What government? I live in Poland.
You live in Poland. Um,
Yeah.
what if, for example, like,
Okay, I'm saying that if the government follows the principles of Italian or Francoist fascism, it has the right to remove the people's freedom of speech. I'm not saying that every single government on earth should remove my freedom of speech. That's very stupid. I don't believe so. That's a straw man. Do you
but
understand my point?
you literally just
I'm
said that
gonna
you were
reiterate.
you literally advocated for the removal of freedom of speech for people that
Okay, I'm
disagreed with the
gonna
government.
reiterate myself. I believe that if a state that follows the principles of Italian or Francoist fascism exists, I believe that that state should have the right to remove certain people's freedom of speech, of certain speech, and that opinion doesn't mean that I shouldn't use the freedom of speech I have in a democracy.
Okay, the timer ended, but I will respond to that point. If that was if you're advocating for that, that would still be really bad because uh uh Spain during that time, um there was mass gen of like
No,
yeah, there was. You want to know how many people
of whom?
y- y- how many people died uh during
Can we extend the timer?
yeah, so I don't want to use AI. Google, I don't want to use AI. I want to actually use.
Well, also this couldn't include the military deaths during the Civil War, by the way, and I don't
How
think we should
come?
count them.
Why not?
Well, because it's a civil war, it's combatants versus combatants.
I think those are just should absolutely count.
Okay, so do you think that in the American Civil War, you should say that the deaths of the Confederate soldiers should be counted towards the genocide of whatever genocide you want to say about the American state? I don't think
Like if
so.
they
I
were
don't think so.
purposefully like if they were purposely like unaliving people, then yeah, absolutely that should count.
Well, well, the purpose of war is to kill people and to win the war. They were purposefully killing the Confederate soldiers because they wanted to win the Civil War and take over the entirety of the U.S. And same with the Spanish Civil War. The socialists. Also, you have to realize how evil the socialists were in the Spanish Civil War.
Okay, so
They were mass killing.
to answer your question, I got the answer. You know how many people were unalived during that time period in Spain? Like during just one period of time during the years of hunger, so called.
Years of hunger.
Yeah, 200,000 people.
Okay.
That was from the
I
time
found it.
period of 1939 to 1975.
Yeah, famine happened after the Civil
Yeah,
War.
because of what the government was not doing. The government was doing anything.
Uh, I have to Google it. Hold on.
Well, anyways,
What did you Google?
I
Are
I
you using AI?
I
I
just
can't find
I
it.
just googled this. How many people were unalive during his dictatorship? But anyways,
Hold on. Wait, because I can't see any others, any source about this.
I actually
What famine are you talking about?
you're trolling, right?
Wait, years of hunger, Spain. Oh, I found it on Wikipedia. Okay. Between 6 and 7,000 exiles from. It has been estimated that more than 200,000 Spaniards died in the first years of the dictatorship as a result of political persecution, hunger, and disease related to conflict. Okay.
Anyways, I have to bring someone else on. Again, thank you for coming back up. I hope you have a good day. Um, I will bring. Who wants to come up? You don't know what to debate about? I mean, that's fine. We can. Uh, I mean, we can certainly come up with ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, what would you say your political leaning is?
I'm leaning more towards the right than the left.
All right. What is your opinion on the deportation of undocumented migrants?
Well, if they got in illegally, they shouldn't be in the country, so they have to leave.
Okay. I would like to argue that it is morally wrong to declare them as illegal. I do not believe that that word should be used to describe a literal human being,
Mm-hmm.
because it is inherently dehumanizing, right?
Okay.
In my opinion, it is completely rooted in racism, and we shouldn't be mass deporting undocumented migrants just because they're undocumented.
I mean, look, the thing is that the reason why a country needs a whole like process to get in the country, it's because it's to make it somewhat safer. So obviously, if you are from a country where there's a lot of gang violence, they will want to look into you. If they know that you are doing something in that country that is bad, they wouldn't want you in their country. That's why. And if you enter, it's like let's say a house, like I know it's like different from a country, but let's take your house. You would want for the person to enter it to be someone that you accept and are sure that that person will not destroy your house. Well, if someone that you don't trust and everything will enter your house, wouldn't you want them to leave?
Well, yeah, exactly. But and I agree with that. But shouldn't like, why should the simple act of just being undocumented be enough reason?
Well, because it's a crime, you're already committing a crime.
Why is
If
it a crime?
exactly, it's a crime because you did not get accepted to get into the country. It's a law. You cannot get into a country without the approval of the law. So you're going against the law, which makes it a crime.
Okay. What I believe we should be doing instead is providing documents to undocumented migrants and gathering
Um,
and gathering them
I
a pathway to citizenship if they haven't committed a violent crime or don't have a violent background.
I feel like if, for example, they are in the country and they're not supposed to be here, they should get in line, because it's
They
kind of
should get in
unfair that
line.
you get in the country without getting into the line, because obviously there's a waiting time, and then just because you got in there, you cut the line, so we let you before everyone else. It's like, wouldn't like if you're in a line somewhere and then you see someone that cut it and then they get served, wouldn't you be kind of like mad about it if you have been waiting a
Uh,
long time while they did it unfairly?
well, I wouldn't be entirely if that was me personally, I wouldn't be that angry. I would. The reason why is, do you know how long it takes to even become a citizen?
Well, it depends. Actually, it can take from a couple of months to years.
Yeah,
It can
you
take up
want to know
to,
how long, like the maximum that it could take?
yeah, it can take more than 10 years.
Exactly. Do you think that's a little overkill?
Well, not really, because it really depends on, like, if you live in a country that it's like, there's nothing like bad going on, I think you can wait. Obviously, it's gonna be like
Okay, but
long to wait.
that's not what's happening. There are a lot of people that come from really really poor backgrounds and are, fleeing things like violence, like political violence and violence from uh organizations I can't say, right? And they have to wait for a similar amount of time. They're treated
Yeah.
just as much. They're treated just as a person that doesn't come from those violent backgrounds, right?
I mean, yeah, but you can become a refugee.
Yeah, but our current government is making that harder to do. They're mass deporting them instead of giving them a pathway to citizenship.
They're not really deporting refugees though.
Uh, they kind of are though. They're mass
Well, like
deporting
legal
undocumented
refugees.
migrants.
I'm talking about like legal refugees.
Legal refugees. What is a legal refugee?
Well, sometimes there's like, let's say for example, well, I live in Canada. I don't live in the U.S. Here, for example, they brought a lot of Ukrainian refugees, and they got allowed in the country as refugees. Attends, wait one second. Are you saying that the illegals are refugees? I don't know who's that question for. So
I'm assuming it's for me. Um, yeah, I do believe they're refugees. Um, I believe that anyone trying to enter the country quickly is inherently doing so because they're in danger.
not usually. A lot of them aren't.
All right. Do you have a source for your claim?
Well, not right now. I can look it up.
I mean, I can look it up too. Except we don't really have enough time. We have like 24 seconds left. Um, what do you think are why do you believe that our waiting time isn't like overly excessive?
I mean, I'm not saying that it's not excessive. Like, obviously, 10 years is a lot of years. But, like, obviously, if it takes 10 years, there's a reason for that. Like, why is there people that it takes a couple of months, but some 10 years, there's a completely valid reason for it, which obviously I will not 100% know, because I do not work in the sorry, because I speak more French. But you understand, like, I don't work there, so I can't really, but like, obviously, if it takes that person a couple of months, but that person a couple of years, there's a reason why.
Okay.
And why did Charlie Kirk join the game?
I have no idea.
Yeah. But yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to say that obviously, yes, like saying that like calling people illegals, obviously it's kind of like bad. Like, I wouldn't like I came here legally, but if someone would start saying, oh, you're an illegal, obviously like it's not a good thing, which I agree with you, but obviously like there's
Yeah.
a reason why there's a waiting time and why a person like you have to wait to get in a country. And getting into the country, I feel it's not right because you're already committing a crime, which makes you a criminal.
All right. Well, I thank you for coming up. I hope you have a good day. Like I hope you have a nice
You
day.
too.
Legitimately. I will bring non-rumor up since he's been waiting, or they've been waiting. I don't. For about 1 minute and 52 seconds. Welcome up.
Hi.
Hi.
I think we can continue from what she said, or like what I asked. Like, on what grounds are you calling like Hispanic illegal immigrants refugees?
Yeah. So I believe that, uh, you know, inherently people that are coming from Mexico are most likely coming because they're escaping a bar tell violence. I'm trying to space it out so that I don't get banned. Um so I inherently believe that that qualifies as a form of refugee. I believe a refugee is anyone who is just trying to seek safety from danger.
Okay, but there's a lot of illegals from South America and the United States, and if I had to guess, I'm guessing most of them are not escaping any kind of cartels or anything of that sort, or war or anything. And I think it's like I know some people who are illegals because I have a Peruvian friend, and he told me like, oh, they went there. Like it's just a funny story to me anyway, because I also have a brother living in New York, and he went there illegally years ago, and he told me that he just walked in there all the way from Peru to somewhere in Texas, I think, and he wasn't going there because of like the terrorists in Peru or something like that. He just knew he could earn better in the United States, and I'm guessing that's the same case for like the vast majority of people who are going there illegally.
Yeah. So one thing I will say is I don't like the term illegal when describing a person. Am I fair in saying that?
Sure, whatever.
Okay. The reason why I believe it's wrong to label a person as an illegal person, is yes, we know that. Anyways, the reason I believe it's wrong to label a person as illegal is because it's inherently dehumanizing. I believe it's rooted in racism. That's why I believe that these deportation policies are wrong. Because it's inherently rooted in racism.
Okay. Well, I just shouldn't agree with you saying that. Like, I don't even know what saying that Hispanic illegals are refugees. I don't think very few of them are going to be refugees or like qualify as refugees.
Well, I think a majority of them probably are. I'm pretty sure. Because from what I've seen,
How? They're not leaving war or.
Well, it's just my observation. From my observation, it seems that the majority of people coming from like for example, Mexico, Honduras, and stuff like that, were escaping some kind of violence. And not even just from those countries either. Other countries like, for example, Iran, Palestine, Iraq, countries like that, right? Like, there's probably an obvious reason as to why they're coming over here.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that the obvious reason is because you can earn better in the United States than you can in South America.
Yeah. But anyways, I don't know. What would you say your ideal solution is for the border crisis?
Well, if I were an American, I would probably build a 100-meter wall or something. Put a dragon next to it.
So we're going the Donald Duck route. I personally believe that we should fix the process of immigration. I feel like that's the problem.
I think well, the kind of industry that benefits the most from illegal immigration probably should not, because it's natural for a market to like adapt to labor shortages and further mechanize, and I think it's slowing down progress.
Yeah, so you know, in my personal opinion, I do not believe that it should take at least more than a year to be able to just get into the country with some kind of documentation. Like, I believe it should just be like some kind of citizenship test, you know, green card, and then, you know, more advanced stuff comes later. You know, it should just be background checks, green card, citizenship test. That's pretty much about it. I don't think it should take more than like a year or two. I think on average it should take a couple months.
Well, I mean that's if you want a lot of immigration. I'm not I'm not really a proponent of immigration to like solve problems in a country, or not that kind of immigration anyway.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for coming up. This was a really good discussion. I hope you have a good day. And I will bring someone up for the meantime. Um, and this will be the last time I will bring this guy up. How are you doing?
Hello.
Hi. So just like you know, this will be the last time I'm letting you on. Um,
That's fine.
yeah. So I'll start the 5 minute timer. If you still want to debate about you know, the ideology, that's fine. But uh,
But I want you to Google something. Google Spain birth rates. A graph of the Spanish birth rates.
all right, from 1950 to 2025.
No, from I would say, from 1850 to 2020 is the best
Okay,
that I found.
1850 to 2020.
Yeah.
All right, give me a minute. I'm just trying to. Okay, I found one from 1880 to 2020.
Did you just Google Spain birth rates and go to graphics, to images?
I'm going on Statista.
No, go to images. Also, can we extend the timer, because I don't think this should, you know, count towards the time of the debate, because we're not debating yet.
Okay, so it's been on the rise since that period of time. Oh wait, no, that's life expectancy. I'm dumb. Hold on.
No, I'm talking about the birth rates. Just Google Spain birth rates and go to images.
Sure. So this also comes from Statista. Let's look at
Yeah.
the.
Okay. Can we restart the timer now? Because this is when I wanna debate. I wanna start the debate.
Yeah, I can do that. Let me just. So I've got the chart over. Oh my. There's a person
What do you
behind
mean,
me.
oh my? Yeah. Okay. I'm looking at your stream. The second image is also the one that highlights the Franco's regime. If you look at the stats, it's been falling rapidly after the Renaissance, and then when Franco took over, he managed to actually reverse the birth rates and increase them. And then when his when his regime fell, they just dropped to like 1.1. So this is another of my arguments why I think fascism is a good thing because it enforces basically traditional values, a traditional society, and that's what I believe is the highest ideal on how society should work.
Okay, so I don't think uh I don't think birth rate really necessarily proves anything. Um, I'm more so about the like the unalive rate. So
Wait, but do you disagree with me on the birth rate stuff? I mean,
well, I mean, it
we
does
can
show,
clearly see
yeah,
that
that it was stable during that period of time, but that still doesn't
it
necessarily
was
prove
it was
anything.
increasing during that time. That
Well,
is
no, it was stable.
exceptional. If you look at Europe right now, I think the biggest issue with Europe right now, there's a guy just running around in the background. I think the biggest issue in Europe right now is the birth rates. I think they're abysmal. For example, in my country, they are 1.0, and that's really terrific. And, I think my country could possibly fall apart just because of the birth rates. And um, the fact that Francoist regimes are able to reverse that and able to enforce statewide traditional values is a thing we should strive for. I think if this was the only thing that changed if this was the only positive of fascism, I would still be pro-fascism because like this is, in my opinion, the most important thing.
Okay, so you're in favor of that ideology just because of the fact that the birth
No,
rate is stable?
I said that it's such a big deal, in my opinion, that if hypothetically this was the only positive, which it's not, but if this was the only positive side of fascism, I would still be pro-fascist because it's phenomenal how well this worked.
Okay, that is a very unique take. And, I won't disagree with the notion that, yeah, the rate of the birth rate was somewhat stable, right?
It increased, and now it's abysmal in Europe.
Well, no, it didn't increase. It was still around 2 point something. 2.8, 2.7. Actually, during the start of his regime, which I believe was around like 1930 something.
1939.
Yeah, so yeah, 1940. 2.77. At the end of his regime, 2.85. That
Okay,
that
okay.
that is not a huge like
Yeah, okay.
rise.
It was stable, however, and then it just whoop 1.0.
Yeah. And in my opinion, I think that has to do with economic issues, not per se like ideology wise.
Uh, did the economy improve under Francisco Franco? Is what I googled, and the answer seems yes.
All right, I'll research more about it as well. I actually recently just found out that this guy even existed. Like I don't know, a month ago. So
Also, I have another interesting debate topic that Trump is a liberal. I want to talk about it.
um, yeah, no, he's not.
I mean, I'm European by my standards, by my view. He is a liberal and not really a conservative because of his worldviews, his ideas, his views do not represent the conservative traditionalist ideas.
Well, in America, it does. He he is pro Christianity,
Can I
pro.
give you the three reasons why I think so?
Uh, I mean, sure, we could debate about that. But I will have to restart the timer.
Okay. Okay, so the first reason um, that points towards him being a liberal is that he's essentially pro-choice, because what he says is that, you know, we should let states decide what they want to do with abortion. If they want to kill kids, let them kill kids, and we should let them decide. Let's give them choice to the states. That's what he said. Um, uh, of course, it's an exaggeration. What he said is that we should let states decide for themselves. That was his policy, and if he was actually like a traditionalist, a pro-lifer, he would just outright ban it, but he didn't. So, or he would advocate for a total abortion ban, but he didn't.
I think advocating for any
That would
kind of like restriction on it would be against would be like pro life in my personal opinion.
okay. No, he said that states should decide for themselves. We should
Which is
give
a
them the
pro life
choice.
stance.
And no,
Yes, it literally is.
a pro-life stance is that we should do everything in our power to ban abortion, and a pro-choice stance is that we should let people or states the
He
choice to decide
advocated
for
for
themselves.
some states to ban it.
Well, what I've seen from him is that he said that states should just decide for themselves. He said that he supports that.
Also, give me a minute. Hello, Dwella. How are you doing? I'm just checking my chat. Currently streaming. So
Shout out to Non-Rumor with the Hafalange on his profile picture.
yeah. Anyways, so okay.
Okay, we can talk about this later. Second point is that he's pro legal migration, mass legal migration. That's a liberal worldview. He's only against illegal migration, which I think every single person on earth, like 99% of Americans, agree with. And that's not really a traditionalist stance. I'm European, and in my country, for example, both the right wing and the left wing party says that we should limit abortion as much. No, sorry, we should limit migration as much as we can, and we barely have any migrants. And Trump, he wants like millions of Indians and other people from different parts of the world to come here legally, and I think that's a liberal view and not really
Okay. Well, let me just say,
conservative one.
I don't think he's advocating for that at all. He actually quite literally campaigned off of the fact that he wanted to mass deport undocumented migrants.
Yeah, exactly. Illegal. They are here.
I don't believe they're
illegally.
illegal.
And what do you mean?
I
Means
feel like
illegal.
it's inherently dehumanizing to label someone as illegal.
Okay, that's what he labels them. He's pro legal migration.
Okay. I believe that we
So-
should be giving people a pathway to citizenship if they haven't committed a violent crime or have a violent background.
Well, that's your opinion, and you are entitled to that opinion. What I'm saying is that Trump is only against illegal migration, and that he's pro mass legal migration from certain parts of the world, third world countries like India, for example. So, okay, and also third point is that he's pro gay marriage. That's not a Christian stance.
Oh boy. Oh boy, do I have a lot to say about that one. As LGBT myself, I can quite literally say that he like literally isn't. He
Are you? What are you?
G.
Okay, are you pro or against the political movement of Pride?
I am for legalizing marriage, which it already is, but they're currently advocating for it to be illegal again.
Not Trump, I think.
No, but his party is, which is currently represented by Donald Duck.
Yeah, I'm talking about the person himself. He leads a conservative party as a liberal, who presents himself as a conservative.
In my opinion, that
He has
makes
like a
zero
he has
sense.
like a tough guy persona. He has like a tough guy persona.
Okay.
Yeah. So what were you saying?
So what I was saying is, and I'll probably finish up here before I go. I will probably call this uh, a call for today after the point I'm about to make. Um, he is absolutely not pro LGBT. Uh, his
No, I
entire
never said so. No, what I said, hold on. What I said is that he's pro-gay marriage, and I believe that that's an anti-Christian stance because Christianity says that marriage is a bond between a man and a woman. That's what I said. I believe he's anti-LGBTQ. I believe so, yeah.
okay. So just because he isn't against that doesn't mean necessarily that he isn't against those type of people either.
I remember him saying like openly that he's pro-gay marriage. Maybe he changed his opinion lately,
I'm pretty
but I
sure he
remember him
did.
saying
Yeah,
that.
because currently the Supreme Court is at the moment uh debating about whether it actually is legal or not.
Yeah, but I remember him saying that, but I don't think it was recent, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you for coming up. I'm probably gonna.
Also, hold on. Before, can you respond to the pro-choice thing? Like 1 minute or something? I want to hear a response to that.
Yeah, sure. So I personally believe inherently that advocating for states to be able to ban something is not in support of being able to choose that. I believe if you're supporting the any possibility that somewhere something will be banned, then you're against that.
Do you want to give me a? Do you want me to give a response?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he's saying that, if you want to ban it, you can go ahead and ban it. I'm giving you the choice. I'm giving the states a choice to do something they want to do. I think that I don't think that's pro-life. He's not saying we should stop states from killing babies. He's not saying that.
No, but he's in support of having some states have the choice to ban that, which is, in my opinion, pro-life.
Hello?
Hi, I'm still here.
Yeah, I had to mute myself for a second. Well, we could go back and forth, but I have to go and you have to go too, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
So.
Yeah, thank you for having this discussion. I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, it was a good debate. It
Yeah.
was a good debate. Thank you.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Okay, see ya.
See you. All right, and that is the end of debating time. I'm going to ask if there's anyone who wanted to play Repo. So just letting everyone know, that just join the the live. We currently ended the debates. We had some very good debates today. And now I'm just searching for friends that I can play Repo with, because I'm bored now. Alright, give me a minute. I'm gonna go AFK. Okay, I have some bad news, everybody. I don't think we're able to play Repo. I don't have anyone to play Repo with. I am so sorry. I guess with that will be the end of the stream. Thanks to everyone who came on and debated with me. That was, I'm not gonna lie, those were some wild ass takes. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, yeah. See you all on another stream. Just for everyone watching, in my friend Multiverse's server, we're holding a server event where we are currently just there to open have a debate. It'll be on the 25th at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. These are all of my claims that you can refute. And yeah, I'll have to see you there. For the meantime, that's gonna be it. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.